Guys, it's your boy Giovanni, the G35 fan, back at it again with another video on the channel. So, like always, guys, if this is your first time tuning into the channel, feel free to subscribe right down below the video. Like always, if you enjoyed the content, put that thumbs up. Show your support by sharing the video, hitting that notification bell. Do whatever you can to support the channel. And, by you hitting that thumbs up, it helps out in the YouTube algorithm and recommends my video for anybody looking at doing some of these types of modifications. That being said, greatly appreciate it. So for today's video, I'm working on the G, doing the lower control arms. That's a separate video, but for today's video, being that I gotta change out the control arms, I'm gonna mess with the end links and all that. I can finally install my sway bar. So yeah, if you haven't noticed, I have an all-wheel drive G35, and to find this specific front sway bar for my G35 is like a unicorn, guys. I don't know how hard it is. Y'all don't know how hard it is to find this sway bar. So I have the front sway bar and I have the rear sway bar, but today I'm going to be installing the front one. And then once I finish that, then I'm gonna do what I was doing with the control arms, put it all together, and that way I can do an alignment all at once. So that's what my goal is. We're gonna see how it is. Hopefully it's not that hard. It's my first time doing it, but we're gonna take it step by step, guys, and see how everything turns out. But like always, guys, been talking too much, so let's get this video started. Alright, guys, so I'm going to be replacing and removing this sway bar with my new beefier performance sway bar. I really didn't want to mess with this because I was just trying to replace the control arm, but being that I had to start messing with the end link, and then when it came to replacing this control arm, the bolt back here was kind of, the sway bar was kind of in the way for leverage. So when it came down to it, replacing this was going to be the best part, being that I'm already removing and replacing everything. I just want to go ahead and get it all done. That way I can get an alignment all at once. So yeah, that's the reason why I'm going to do that. So it looks like you're going to need a 14 millimeter socket. There's a nut right here and then a nut on this other side of the bracket. So once I loosen that up, this thing will loosen up. Unfortunately, I haven't started that side yet because, like I said, was replacing the control arms. But on this other side, there's going to be another nut that is for this other side of the end link, and I believe it's an 18 millimeter socket. But yeah, it's going to be fun to remove it because you don't get that much spacing to get leverage to take off the nut. So we're going to see how that goes. So yeah, I'm going to remove this nut and this bracket so that way this can swing, and then we're going to go on that side and do the same thing. All right, guys, so got that part loosened up. Now I'm going to do the same for this one. But as you can see, there's not really that much play to, get a socket back there. So I'm going to go ahead and remove this first and see if this swings down. That way I can get a little more leverage on getting that bolt back there and that nut to be able to come off. So we're going to try that method first, see what happens. Hopefully it works out because, yeah, getting back there is kind of a little tight spot. So we're going to see what happens. So guys, I was able to remove that end link off of that SwayBar. But here comes the tricky part, guys. So if you're just gonna replace the SwayBar, it's gonna be kind of tricky, being that now that I have the SwayBar loosened, yes, you get a little more leverage when it comes to removing the end link, but it's a lot harder to get, you know, I guess you can say a grip, because this whole sway bar is loose, so it wants to sway when you try to, you know, put pressure on it. I will mention that I did put the sway bar back up with the brackets to try to give it that leverage, but it was still difficult to get the, you know, the ratchet in there and try to maneuver it. You just really don't get that much play, being that you have, you know, this arm and all of this in the way, so it is very difficult. So I'm gonna try it right now with the end link still on, and if it doesn't work, then you know I'm just gonna go ahead and do what I was gonna do and replace that end link as well. So we're gonna do that right now. All right, so I got some leverage right here at this angle right here. I'm gonna see what happens. All right, looks like I was able to break it. So yeah, the angle that I'm at is right between the caliber and this part of the fender. So, and then I had the sway bar like kind of like at that angle. So it can be done, guys. But there we go. There's the old sway bar. All right, guys. So got off the sway bar. Was kind of a tedious little process, but was able to get it, being that the end links made it difficult. But now I can finally install my Hotchkis sway bar. This is a big deal, guys, because you know, to get this sway bar, it's like a unicorn part. I don't know if you know a little backstory on the Hotchkis brand, but for the all-wheel drive guys, they discontinued this kit, the front and the rear sway bar. But doing some research, I saw that the rear sway bar, you can, you know, you can interchange it with a rear wheel drive. So if you don't find the all-wheel drive one, the rear wheel drive will work. So I've read and did some research, but when it comes to the front sway bar, it has to be the exact sway bar that's meant for the G. The fitment and everything won't work if you have a rear wheel drive. So being that I found this part, my wife had got it for me as a gift, and for the longest time, it's just been in the garage, and I haven't really been able to have time to put it on. But now that I'm doing all the work on the front, now's the time to install it. So I'm very excited to see how it is. As you can see, it's a lot more beefier than, you know, the OEM style. So I should get a little more aggressive handling and all that. So yeah, we're gonna install that. Comes with all the bushings and everything, and then I gotta install the end links and all that. So all right, guys. So got my sway bar ready to go. I'm gonna have to put the polyurethane bushing on the bar, but as you can tell right here, they open up, so I can just pretty much clamp it around there. I'm gonna go ahead and put the grease that they provide with the bushing, put that on, and then I have the end links right here. I had to get some new ones, so I'm gonna go ahead and put those as well on the sway bar, torque them down, and then pretty much do the lower part of the torquing as far on the control arm, get everything tightened up, and then go from there. All right, guys, so I got the end links on. Now I'm gonna grease up the bushings, that way I can clamp them on. So all right, guys, so I greased up the bushings. As you can see, I put it on the outer side just because I have a feeling if I put it on the inner part, it might not work. So I put it on the outer side. Now I'm gonna put the bracket right here, and then the other bracket right here. And then you're gonna use a 14 millimeter socket. As you can see, the bolts, I put some of this blue stuff on it so that way I can tighten it up and not have any issues when it comes to if I have to remove the bolts and all that. So I'm going to set the camera and put this sway bar on. No, when putting up this sway bar is you're gonna want to have it on the upper part of your lower control arm. That way it can sit on that, because if you try to do it under it, it's not gonna fit. So just a little heads up on that. So you're gonna put this one link right there and the other link like that. You should be good like that. It also helps you when it's, you know, you're doing it by yourself. It helps you, give you some leverage. So let me put this nut on. Approximately 10 hours later. Alright guys, got the car lowered down. Now comes the fun part. Trying to get this to line up with that. So I'm gonna swivel this down. So got everything torqued down. Everything is tightened. Put the wheels back on. And yeah, I'm ready to take this G for a ride just to see how it is. Tomorrow I'm gonna go get an alignment. But other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. So yeah, that pretty much concludes this video, guys. If you enjoyed the content, like always, do me that favor, hit that thumbs up, and make sure y'all share this video if y'all haven't already. But I'm really excited to see how it, you know, performs as far as steering. I might do another video on, you know, seeing how it is when driving. But this video was just to show you how to install it or the steps that I took. So yeah, guys, like always, if this is your first time, put that thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. It's your boy Giovanni. Y'all stay safe out there. Peace.